Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our April 14, 2022 special magistrate hearing for the Building Division. If there's anyone who wishes to speak at today's proceeding, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceeding? Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, please silence all of your devices. Our first case is a hearing to impose fines on page 16. Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 607 Southwest 10th Street, case number BE 2105-0016, owner Byron Charles Tadaro. This case was first heard on 8/19/21 to comply by 9/30/21. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. City is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $258.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, good.
Good morning, sir. 1 second for the inspector.
All right. Good
Morning,
morning.
Jose.
Hello?
Yeah.
Inspector Saragusti on behalf of the city updating the case as read. The case is complied, sheds removed. City is requesting administrative fees of $258. I will let the defendants to speak.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Morning, Your Honor. My name is Byron Tadaro. I'm the property owner. And
All right. Did you understand what this gentleman said?
yes, I'm in compliance now.
All
And
right.
and he said that he wanted
Okay.
to give me a $250 fine.
Gonna impose administrative cost, $258.
I'm just all I can do is ask that you reduce the many you can.
And that's
And
administrative.
I do want to say also, Your Honor,
That's
is that
administrative cost as opposed to $6,800.
can I please
Okay.
just
Thank
just
you.
say one thing? Is
Yes, sir. Go
during this
ahead.
whole thing, I did have cancer during this thing. When this first came out, I was under treatment for cancer at the time. I had prostate cancer. I had my prostate removed during this. It took me a little bit of time to get it taken care of. I'm sorry it took so much time, but I really put all my effort into it. And like I said, I was sick at the time of this. Please, I ask you, anything you can do to help reduce the cost more. I put myself on your mercy.
Okay, and I'm going to stand by my ruling, administrative cost, $258. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 3. It's a new business case. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 600 Victoria Terrace, case number BE 211-20044, owner Jorge Ceballos. Notice posted at the property on 3/8/22, posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. I visited this property and observed a worker was installing pavers in the rear. He contacted the owner, who arrived in a short period of time. The owner is Mr. Ceballos, who confirmed that the Poole heater was new as well as the ACs. The property was cited for work without permit under the FPC 2020 Section 105.1. This case was opened on December 9th of 2021. The inspection report was mailed out to the property owner on December 9th of 2021. The final notice was mailed to the property owner on January 19th of 2022. And the notice of hearing was posted at the property on March 8th of 2022. Permit for the wooden gates and pavers were applied in March 2022. These permits are in process. The property is still missing permits for the fence, the AC change out, the pool heater, and the exterior lights in the rear. We are asking your owner to find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Yes, my name is Agustin Tome. I have a power of attorney here from Mr. Ceballos to represent him here. He's out of the country right now. Do you need a copy of this?
Yes. Yeah. All right.
As Mr. Martinez said, Mr. Ceballos already is in the process of doing the plans and applying for the permits to comply with everything with the city. So everything should be done within the time frame that is.
Okay. For the record, I find that the violation does exist, 91 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 15. Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 4100 Galt Ocean Drive. Owner, the Galleon Condo Apartments, Inc., case number BE 21080064. This was an order to reappear. This case was first heard on 1/20/22 to comply by 4/21/22. One section not complied.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I took this case from Inspector Alexander Labores, who is no longer with our division, and I visited the property a couple of days ago. I met with Andrew Surdovel, who is the general manager. He informed me that the engineer will be at the hearing. What I can say about this case is at this moment, there is an active concrete restoration permit. And what I have not clear, because I haven't seen the report, the engineer's report, if the pool is included on this concrete restoration permit. I guess that the engineer is here. I would like to get a copy of that report if it's possible. And I'm gonna let you speak, sir.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record,
Sure.
please.
I am with Mr. Ron Sereno. He's the president of the association. My name is Bruce Bromley with Bromley Cook Engineering. We are the engineer of record on this restoration project at this point in time. And I have the letter from that we addressed to Mr. Albores back in August. There's a crack under the pool. We told Mr. Albores that we put a crack meter to monitor the crack to make sure that there's no movement in the crack. There is a lot of work in the garage as well. So the answer to your question, sir, is yes, that the pool will be eventually into this project. That's what the association has told me.
But it's I need the prescribed letter where it says that what's is going to be done to the pool and what is the time frame of when it's going to be addressed. That's what I would like to have.
Okay. I have a letter that I sent to Mr. Albores back in August, and that, I believe what the association is saying to me is in the next 6 months that right now they're fixing the columns for the building and the garage columns as well as the tower, and they're going to be working around the entire tower. So that swimming pool is going to be done, that work on that part of the swimming pool underneath is going to be done in the next 6 months is what it's been reported to me.
Your Honor, I would like to ask them to reappear in the next hearing after I take a look at that letter, because I mean, although there is a concrete restoration on the rest of the.
Chief Oliva would like to speak.
Your Honor, Chief Jorge Oliva, on behalf of the City Building Department, the engineer of records, as you are aware, with the 40 years program and the safety program, every report must be updated every 180 days. You mean that you provide a letter to my inspector at the time on August. So we need to have a revision of that letter and testify in the letter where you told my inspector that in the next 6 months, that pool's gonna be taken care, and I will approve it, and I will give you that time. But I need to have that letter. Without that letter, I cannot approve anything right now.
When do you want that letter, sir?
Tomorrow, if it's okay, you can send it to me email.
Okay, tomorrow,
The soonest as possible. Let's put it
Okay.
this way, by Monday.
Monday. I appreciate that. Okay.
And just for the record, I would like the case to reappear here on the next hearing, just to see if the letter was submitted, it was accepted by the city, so far and so on.
All right, Ms. Montoya, did you want to add something?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. I would also just add to what Chief Oliva and the inspector said, in light of the monitoring of the pool, I think there should be language included in there, since the time frame you said is going to be 6 months, that there's no imminent life safety issue with the pool. If you could add that to your letter.
Okay. We did that back in August with
Perfect, right, and so now
Mr. Alboraz,
Perfect.
Mr. Pasquarello.
All
But
right.
when is the next hearing, sir?
So, city's recommendation then is to grant an extension of, what, 189 days?
No.
No.
We need to a reappearing to the next hearing,
All right,
May 19th.
all right. Yeah, because we're not, I think I remember this case, and this has been going on for a while, but I'm not sensing that there's a sense of urgency about this. And as I recall, it could be a safety hazard. So, all right, so we're going to, order mandatory reappearance at the,
May 19th.
at the May 19th hearing.
I'll reappear then.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 8. Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 773 Middle River Drive. Owner Stephen M. and Karen Chess. Case number BE 211-10156. Notice posted at the property on 3/24/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22. This is a new business case.
Are you ready?
One moment.
For the inspector, sir.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This case was opened in November 30, 2021. I inspected the property and found the new wood fence. Inspection without permit. Inspection report was mailed out in December 1st, 2021. Final notice was mailed out on January 31, 2022, and notice of hearing was mailed out on March 24, 2022. This property has been cited by Florida Building Code 2020 under Section 105.1, work without permit. The city is requesting 35 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter, and we'll let the respondent to speak.
I'm sorry, the city's recommendation is,
35 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
okay. All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone.
Hi, my name is
state your-
Dr. Stephen Chess, and I live at 773 Middle River Drive. And what I believe this is a broad and overreaching allegation. I am not being criminally charged, as you know, but it tells me I'm illegal. I think this has been an ambiguous description of what he's recommended and called a fence. I think that's, when I give you the definition of a fence, you will recognize I have a trellis, not a fence. And those two terms are mutually exclusive. You can't have a fence and a trellis being the same thing. Now, the legal document that I got from Florida determines what a fence is. And I'll give you a copy of that so that you're aware of it. This is not a fence. This is a trellis. May I bring it to the court's attention?
Hang on one second. We have photographs?
Yes. Yeah, you have. Sorry? Yes. I would like to withdraw the hearing to the next hearing to review the case. I don't have the photo here. I don't know how it happened, but I need to see the pictures.
Your Honor, that's not fair. The city should be in a position to provide the code and also the documentation necessary. I do not like taking the time of the court or myself to have to be here. I'm running for a representative from the federal government as in District 22, and I don't have time to continue to appear. I have the documentation to present to you. I can also tell you and show you that the fence is not a fence. It's open at both ends. My neighbor has a fence behind me, which I'll be happy to show you as well. But I have no fence. I have plants growing on a trellis. And trellis is not in the citation, and it's not in the code. Now, I give you the state verdict on what a fence is. It says unequivocally that you need to have no egress and ingress. You can go behind my trellis and walk between my, in quote, trellis and my neighbor's fence. It has nothing to do with a fence. And I would like to conclude this matter.
I will check the picture in the computer. I will check the
Can we,
picture
can
in
we
the computer.
recall the case, and the inspector will try to find the photos that he can
Cases
show?
on recall
Yes, sir.
Is that read today?
today. Yeah.
Okay. Would you
Thank you.
like the statute?
No,
You know the statute?
no, we're not
Thank
talking
you.
about a statute, but thank you.
Well, code enforcement or whatever, what they call a fence in the
All right,
state of
sir.
Florida. Okay,
Your case is on recall.
thank you.
Our next case is on page 14. Chief George Oliva. Property address 5899 Northwest 9th Avenue. Case number BE 211-10053. Owner Pentagon A Investments, in care of Dean C. Allred. Notice posted at the property 3122, posted at City Hall 33122.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting for Chief George Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed a 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
All right. Any appearance by the owner?
Oh, I'm sorry. 5899 Northwest 9th Avenue. Is there a respondent here? Okay, we can move on to the next case. Maybe they went to the restroom.
Okay.
Okay. Property address. Our next case is on page 18. Property address 1901 Northwest 16th Court. Inspector Jorge Martinez. Owner Carlene Ulysses. Case number CE 20110009. This case was first heard on 4/15/21 to comply by 7/15/21. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,250.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. This case is in compliance. City is requesting for fines to be reduced to the administrative cost of $341.
I'm sorry, city's recommendation is,
$341.
okay, all right. Ma'am, if you'll state your name, please.
My name is Colleen Ulis.
All right. What would you like to add?
That's how I are gonna pay the money.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
What did you say?
I didn't understand what you said. Repeat it, please.
I'm gonna pay the money. I agree to pay.
You agree to pay?
Yeah.
All right, so ordered.
Thank you.
What was the amount? Okay. Our next case is on page 20. Chief George Oliva. Property address 2829 Northeast 33rd Court. Owner Imperial Condominium, Inc. Case number BE 20040081. This case was first heard on 2/18/21. To comply by 8/19/21. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $23,700, which continues to accrue.
Thatcher, what is the page number?
020.
One moment. Chief Jorge Oliva, in behalf of the city, case and numbers read. Imperial Condominium, they had a report that was submitted to the city and it failed. And the extension period that we grant them for 180 days came and went without compliance. At this moment, there's fine runnings and the city is requesting for the fine to be imposed until compliance. They haven't complied, they haven't done anything since the last time that we present the case.
All right, ma'am, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Alexandra Demostos.
All right, what would you like to add?
So I would like to add that tomorrow we have the electrician completing the part of that failed on the inspection report, and we have the structural part that was needed to be compliant has been completed. I'm waiting for the report to be sent.
All right, okay.
Your Honor, at this moment, the city will request imposition of fine. This case from April 2020. They have plenty of time to keep in touch with the city. The professional record could have sent me a letter requesting for extra time. He never did. And at this moment, they're in violation of the 40-year safety program.
Okay, I'm going to grant the city's request to impose the fines, and they will continue to accrue. Thank you, ma'am.
Our next case is on page 6. It's a new business case. Property address 1100 Mango Isle. Inspector Nashmatic. Case number BE 21090159. Owner Richard J. Stadler. Notice posted at the property on 3/28/22, posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Maddock presenting the case and for address as read. I visited this property on September 22nd. That was about a boat lift installed without obtaining necessary permit. I was able to provide photos based on BCPA map which shows before and after lift installation. This case was opened on September 22nd, 2021. Inspection report was mailed to the property owner on September 23rd, 2021. Final notice was mailed to property owner on November 30th, 2021. And notice of hearing was posted on property on March 18, 2022. I stayed in contact with the owner and he provided an engineering report about lift, but no action has been taken to obtain the permit. We're asking Your Honor to find that violation exists and to grant the property owner 35 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
I'm sorry, how much per day?
50.
Okay. All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Rich Stalder.
All right.
Yes, this lift has been there for 16, 17 years, I believe, at this point. I had the house rebuilt in '09, and there's a new structure there. I obtained all the permits, and I even went to the city's website, and on the front cover, it shows all the permits required, and I didn't see anything for a boat lift. I got the dock and the seawall permit and all that, which I believe we've talked about it, and He recognizes that. So in speaking with him, we talked about it. He said, if you can get an engineering letter from an engineer stating that the lift was installed correctly or whatever, I did that. I sent it in to him, and yet we're here. So I'm not exactly sure what the next step needs to be. When I go on the city's website, I can't pull up anything that says boat permit or lift permit or boat lift permit. I've searched and searched and searched. And even on here, it doesn't reference anything. Can I submit this to you?
All right.
This is the front page of the city's website for permits.
Sir, you have to go back to the mic if you're going to speak, and you should be giving it to the clerk and not, I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is. It's not authentic.
So that is the landing page of the city's website for permits, and you'll see on there, it references dock, it references seawall, it references every single landscape, every single possible thing, but no boat lift. And when I search boat lift in the search bar, I can't find a permit. I've called boat lift companies. They all want to sell me a new boat lift. I don't need a new boat lift. The boat lift works fine.
Okay.
I've provided the engineering letter, so I've gotten, he said it's usually in the dock and seawall permit. I have a dock and seawall permit from when the house was built. I've gotten all the permits. I got a certificate of occupancy, and this was several years ago.
A little information from Chief Jorge Oliva. The permit is necessary from zoning department. They're the one deciding about the setback and where the lift is supposed to be as far as the whole dock.
All right, Ms. Montoya, did you want to add something?
No, thank you, Your Honor. I mean, what was handed to you, obviously, I've never seen it. It's not authenticated. It's just a picture.
It's the landing page of the city's website for permits.
Irrespective of that, it's a picture. And I think the inspector has just said all is needed is a zoning permit, because as Your Honor is aware, you've had cases come before you on setback issues on the placement of boats in the past. So that's why a zoning permit is needed, which is pretty simple.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. For the record, I find the violation does exist, 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter. Thank you.
Can somebody just explain to me sounds different than a permit?
Look, we're both
I've
doing
been
the
going
same
to the
thing.
city for a permit, which I can't
Sir,
find.
Sir, speak to this gentleman.
Okay, I have been, so.
Okay.
Speak to
All right.
him and the chief.
Thank you.
And, yeah, they can direct you.
Our next case is on page 20. At the top, Chief Jorge Oliva, property address 2404 Northwest 20th Street. Owner, New Covenant Deliverance Cathedral, Inc. Case number CE 120-22033. This case was first heard 4/2/15 to comply by 9/29/15. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied. Fines imposed on 2/17/22. City is requesting to vacate order from 2/17/22 and impose administrative cost of $1,275.
Good morning. I'm going to be speaking on behalf of my dad for his church.
All right, let's let Mr. Oliva speak first.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, the case and address as read. This case came into compliance, and the city is here today to reduce the fines down to the administration cost of $1,275.
All right, ma'am, state your name, please.
My name is Christine Grissett, and this is my father.
All right, and do you understand what he said?
Yes, he reduced the fine to $1,200.
Yes.
But our question is that we had it done and we turned it in, and while we was fine, I have proof here that the work was done.
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
The 40-year inspection was done in 2015. We was accumulating fines to that case.
Your Honor, she may have a report from 2015, but it was not submitted to the city to about 90 days ago. So that's why we're here requesting the fine to be reduced to the administration cost. They're in compliance. The city doesn't have any issue with them, except that they have a lot of fines, and we want to reduce the fine down to an administration cost.
You had very substantial fines accrued. So I'm going to impose administrative cost, $1,275.
Okay.
And vacate the prior order.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 5. Inspector Nashmatic, property address 905 Southwest 9th Terrace. 1 second, please. Case number BE 211-00317. Owner Deborah R. Sadaka. Notice posted at the property on 3/28/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Maddock presenting the case and address as read. I visited this property on October 26, 2021, and I observed a new driveway, new fence, and stucco work on outside of the house. This case was opened on October 26, 2021. Inspection report was mailed to the property owner on November 3rd, 2021. Final notice was mailed on March 3rd, 2022, and notice of hearing was mailed to on March 10th, 2022. There's 4 permits submitted for this project, and they're all are waiting to be issued. They're almost there, but we're asking Your Honor to find that violation exists and to grant the property owner 35 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Yes, Ron M. Kleiner, appearing as attorney for the homeowner Deborah Sadaka. I don't have any comment with respect. We're okay with what Mr. Medic has said. We're almost in complete compliance. 35 days should definitely.
All right, so for the record, I find the violation does exist. 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jose, are you still working on that case? Okay. Our next case is on page 17. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1016 Northeast 13th Ave. Owner Medici Properties LLC, case number BE 2107031. This case was first heard on 10/14/21 to comply by 1/13/22. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. I will let the defendant to speak.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
My name is David Medici.
All right, anything you'd like to add?
I've had a contract running since December. I don't know what the procedure, I'm a little confused. I've had him on, he said he's pulled the permits. I went with his word, then I find out that the permits are not pulled. I thought I was here today for an extension.
All right, well, you've been out of compliance for 90 days. Okay.
I just found out that the end of January that the contract was notified, but I was not notified. I've been talking with the contractor. I asked, why was I not notified? He said, well, because the contractor was.
All right.
Contractor's not communicating with me like majority of the contractors in Fort Lauderdale. So I was on the impression that we're waiting for the city. That's what he had told me. And then I just found out a few days ago that there was something that wasn't submitted correctly in the end of January.
All right. Well, once you come
I
into,
would have followed through with that.
once you come into compliance, we can address those issues. But presently, I'm going to grant the city's request to impose the fines, and they continue to accrue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 21, hearing to impose fines, Chief George Oliva, property address 5550 Northwest 12th Ave, owner D.L. Siegel Properties LLC, case number BE 200-40057. This case was first heard 2/18/21, 2 complied by 4/1/21, fine suspended as noted, 1 section complied at $100. City is requested to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275. Hello, does anyone have this case? What's going on? 21.
Chief George Oliva, on behalf of the city, this case came into compliance, and the city is requesting for the fine to be reduced to the administration cost of $1,275.
Any appearance by the owner?
It was here a few minutes ago.
Okay, I'm going to grant the city's request to impose administrative costs, $1,275.
Our next case is a new business case on page 3, Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1007 Citrus Isle, 1-2, owner Frank Hottenrott, case number BE 211-20023. Notice posted at the property 3/2/22, posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case analysis as read. I visited this property because of a complaint about a dog being in disrepair. And the next door neighbor allowed me to access the back, the rear of her property. And I was able to check that the dog located on the rear of 1007 Citrus Isle was in disrepair. The property was cited on the city ordinance 9-280B. That says that there are building parts which are deteriorated and not maintained. The dog is in disrepair. The city requested the dog to be repaired or removed. This case was opened and inspection report was mailed out to the property owner on December 6th of 2021. The final notice was mailed out to the property owner on January 13 of 2022. The notice of hearing was posted at the property on March 2nd of 2022. No actions have been taken by the owner. We're asking your owner to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 56 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
All right. Sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Doug Newhouse. I've got a power of attorney to speak on behalf of the owner.
All right, what would you like to add?
I'm trying to purchase this property. I don't really know Frank Hottenrott at all. I understand he lives in Canada. We've been communicating back and forth. We've agreed to a price, and we're in the process of getting documents drawn up to close. I have no problem I don't think this will affect the closing, an open code case. If so, I'd like to ask for a stipulated agreement to pass it through to me so I can do the repairs after I close. I don't think I can meet 56 days. I think I need 30 days to close, 30 days to get a permit, and then, 30 days.
When is the closing?
I don't have one scheduled yet. It's pretty hard to get a closing right now with the way the market is. We've been back and forth. We've agreed to a price. My attorney's drawing up documents, but he's in Canada, so it's a little bit problematic that way also. We're Zoom conferencing for closing. It's a little bizarre.
All right.
Now, there is a problem there because, we don't know if he even gonna close the property or not. So, and the dog is in disrepair. We need to get it fixed or removed. I don't know how we're gonna proceed with this.
Okay. All All right.
Yeah, Your Honor, the city, it doesn't have the ability, nor, in my opinion, does the magistrate have the ability to, sort of table the violation. The violation's there. Until the property changes hands, it's the property owner that has to, apply for the permit. Certainly through a power of attorney, that can also be accomplished. But, you know, the unsafe condition is shown in the pictures.
I'm not real comfortable putting a lot of expense into something I don't own. I would be willing, and I did offer to safe it off, tape it off.
We understand, and that's our position too.
I
We don't
understand.
even know if you're gonna close or no.
But so for my clarification, is the danger that somebody might walk on it and fall? Does
No,
it
not just,
barricade it off?
not just that, the hurricane season is around the corner, and we are concerned that that part of the dock can end up in the middle of the canal. So that's why we are concerned on this issue.
Okay, I'm ready to rule. I find the violation does exist, 56 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Your Honor, excuse me 1 second, Touch. I've been revising this case in 773 Middle River Drive, the one with the argument regarding the fence or not the fence. It's a trolley.
Yeah, on page 8.
Right, page 8. The city at this moment doesn't have any pictures to provide on the case. And I reached an agreement with the gentleman that we're gonna withdraw the case today. We're gonna work it out together into compliance with the property owner and the attorney. And hopefully, in the next 60 days, this should be already remedied.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I apologize. I just need a brief recess. Thank you.
Okay.
Our next case is on page 1. Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 1517 Ponce de Leon Drive. Owner, Amanda and Joseph Safini, Joseph Safini Trust, case number BE 211-20069. Notice posted at property 31022, posted at City Hall 33122.
Building inspector presenting case as read. This case was opened on December 10, 2021, and the property was cited for the following violation. FBC 2020-111.1.1, bedroom addition completed under permit number PM 19031670 is being used or occupied without first obtaining a certificate of occupancy. On December 14, 2021, Inspector Alejandro Del Rio visited the property and talked to Mr. Joseph Safina, the property owner, and informed him about the situation. After talking on the phone with his contractor, he said that they will obtain the certificate of occupancy by February 1st, 2022. Final notice was mailed to the property owner on February 3, 2022. Notice of hearing was posted on the property on March 10, 2022. The city is requesting 63 days to comply or a $50 per day thereafter.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
My name's Dane Meyer. I'm Amanda Safina's brother. I'm fine with 60 days. I was going to say we've been closing out permits for about the past month now. I've got about 9 of them closed out, but that works for me.
All right, very good. For the record, I find the violation does exist. 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Do I have a respondent here for 5899 Northwest 9th Avenue? Okay, I guess they just left. Okay, our next case is on page 18, Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 1101 Northeast 18th Court. Owner Barry Sarkel. Case number CE 200711110. This case was first heard on 8/19/21 to comply by 9/16/21. One section not complied at $250. City is requesting a full amount of $52,250, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Good morning, Your Honor. Todd Stone on behalf of the property owner, Barry Sarkel. Mr. Sarkel was not the owner at the time that the violation was created. At the time that he purchased the property, he didn't know about the violation. Once we learned of the violation, we got in touch with the city. There was an inspector who was assigned to the case who is no longer with the city. We've since met at the property with Mr. Martinez. We've worked it out. We've hired an architect, Gus Carbonell, to move forward to get this re-permitted. Essentially what it is, Your Honor, it's a outdoor barbecue kitchen area to be attached to an Airbnb, that type of thing. It's very, very nice construction, but it certainly does need to be permitted. We recognize that. We've hired an architect to do that. We need about 63 days, Your Honor, to do that. So we'd ask that the fines stop accruing now, and we'll deal with the fines once we get it permitted. We then need the 63 days to get the permits, et cetera, and move forward.
The city doesn't oppose.
I'm sorry.
The city doesn't oppose.
Okay, all right, very good. So I'm going to grant a 63-day extension and stay the fines as of this date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Keep doing that. Our next case is on page 6, Inspector Nashmatic. Property address 2300 North Ocean Boulevard. Owner Michael E. Jones, IRA, and all others, in care of Newview IRA, Inc. Case number BE 211-00190. Notice posted at the property 3322, posted at City Hall 33122.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Matic presenting the case as read. Visited this property on October 14, 2021. I observed that the electrical meter box was replaced. The case was opened on October 14, 2021. Inspection report was mailed to the property owner on October 14, 21. Final notice was mailed to the property owner on December 20, 2021, and notice of hearing was posted on February 24, 2021. Electrical permit, ELERES 211-00088, was applied on October 15, 2021. The permit is still in process and have not been issued. We're asking Honor to find that a violation exists and to grant the property owner 35 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
Sure, my name is Michael Jones. Good morning. I own the property at 2300 North Ocean. I immediately got it was a life safety issue to replace the can. I guess an inspector drove by, saw that it was being done, violated me, and I hired a contractor right away to apply for a permit. Been chasing that contractor for 3 or 4 months because he has to upload plans to complete the permit. He's gone. He's MIA. I've hired another electrical outfit, McCauley Electric, to do it. I've got another permit that was just issued, and he said it should be about a week. So I'm fine with the 30 whatever days.
All right, for the record, I'm going to find the violation does exist. 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 4, Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 213 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Owner TRD of Fort Lauderdale LLC. Case number BE 2109-0149. Notice posted at the property on 3/29/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. 105.1, this building has been illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: roof extension, facade. City is requesting a 63 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
All right, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Lauren Pleffner, law clerk with Crush Law here on behalf of the property owner, TRD Fort Lauderdale LLC. We would appreciate the 63-day extension.
Okay, so for the record, I find the violation does is 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 17. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1748 Northwest 29th Way. Case number CE 2007-1328, owner James Poole. This case was first heard on 5/20/21 to comply by 8/19/21. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $11,850, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case analysis as read. I will let the defendant speak.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
My name's, good morning, James Poole.
All right.
1748, Northwest 29th Way.
Tell me what's going on here.
Well, this inspector Mr. Martinez reached out to me, there was a previous inspector noted that there was some vehicles in the yard that didn't have tags. So, as a matter of fact, there was 3 vehicles in the yard that didn't have tags. I put tags on the vehicles. I sent emails back to the city with the city inspector. I thought it was over with. I work out of state. I'm a state contractor, so I work in and out of state. So then I get another notice saying that there was something else ongoing, and I understood what he said. He said something was altered, but I thought we was dealing with the vehicles in the yard. And this is what the other inspector told me, and this is why I sent the emails back and forth to the lady, the city inspector. And I got tags on all the vehicles in the yard, and then now this is another issue, and he's never presented me anything about any findings that he got that supported this other argument.
Your Honor, this is a case that I took from Inspector Alexander Labores. He's no longer in our division. I believe that this is an extension that was done to the back room. I don't have pictures here, that's why I cannot confirm that's exactly the case. There was an extension to the back room, an addition, okay? And that's, he's confusing this case to maybe a cold case that he received from community enhancement about cards without tags or so far and so on. Your Honor, I would like to withdraw this case and schedule it for the next Massey case, just to make sure that this is what the case is about. I think it's an addition on the back.
You just want to do an extension until the next agenda?
Yes, I would like to do that so I can make sure that that's the issue, and I can give him another, 30 days in order for him to come forward and start applying for permits.
All right. Well,
like I said, I was working out of state. I had family members living in that residence. So, when I came back, this other inspector didn't show me no findings. I didn't receive no work stop orders. I didn't receive nothing. So, and there's no additional rooms or bathrooms in the house, and then they say this placement altered.
Your Honor, we have pictures and everything to prove it. Like I said again, let's postpone this to the next Massey hearing, and I will show him what needs to be done.
All right, I agree. I'm going to grant a 35-day extension, mandatory reappearance on 5/19/2022, and stay the fines as of this date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19, Chief George Oliva, property address 1801 Southwest 11th Court. Owner, Harvey J. Adelson Fam Trust, Harvey J. Adelson trustee, and all others. Case number BE 2004-0237. This case was first heard on 12/8/20 to comply by 1/19/21. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $44,900, which continues to accrue.
Bottom.
My name is Dr. Hart. I'm sorry.
Hang on, sir. Okay, Mr. Oliva.
Chief Oliva, on behalf of the city, this is a 40-year case that we haven't been able to comply, and they've been running fines on this case since April 2020. So at this moment, the city is requesting for the fines to be imposed for violation of the 40-year safety inspection.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Dr. Harvey Adelson, J. Adelson. I never received this notice. The only notice I ever received was on March 14th this year. As soon as I received the notice, I called Katie Williams, and I spoke to her, and I explained to her the situation. Immediately, I contracted with an engineer, Milton Kubas, who gave me a letter that I could bring to this meeting to substantiate the fact that I never received any mail, because I changed my address. The only way I found this letter, it was forwarded from my previous apartment in Miami Beach.
Your Honor, as you were aware, it's the owner's responsibility to change his address with Broward County Property Appraiser Office. The city is not accepting that as an excuse for not complying. The owner should be aware of what's going on. We had a hearing here before, Your Honor, and the property itself was posted with a notice. And every time that we come to a hearing, we do posting, we send notification. We only mandated by Broward County to send it to the address showing in Broward County Property Appraisers. At this moment, the city is still requesting the imposition of fine until he comes into compliance.
I don't understand, if you do not receive the notice, how you can comply with what the city requests. I'm asking
But
for
he just explained it. They use the address that you registered with the property
Broward County.
appraiser. If that address changes, it's your responsibility to change the record of the property appraiser, because that's the address that they use from the public records.
Well, the situation is that I was just recently changed this address. I purchased something in Miami in January of this year. So prior to that, all the correspondence should have been delivered to the apartment that I was living in. So that address was correct until January of this year. January of this year, I notified the post office. Only then.
Sir, we're talking about things that cannot be addressed until you come into compliance. You're trying to tell me excuses and this and that, but we cannot address those until you've come into compliance. I'm going to grant the city's request to impose the fines. They will continue to accrue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Can I substantiate it with this letter that I
Certainly
have
you can make it a part of the record, yes. Yes.
So what should I do?
Hand it to the clerk.
Show her to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, over here. Thank you. Does Your Honor need to see it?
Okay, yeah, next case.
Okay.
All right, so that's
it.
So I have a hearing issue. I have no hearing in my left ear. I'm using a hearing aid.
Okay.
What was the disposition of
The disposition is the fines have been imposed. They will continue to accrue. They can be readdressed once you come into compliance. Okay? That's it. You'll get a written order in the mail, but right now the fines are running. Thank you.
So how do I pay
Sir,
it?
sir, I'm sorry.
Okay,
We've explained it multiple times, and I understand your issue, but we're wasting time talking about it today. Get it into compliance, and then we can talk about it.
so I get another hearing?
A written notice in the mail.
Okay, thank you.
Written order in the mail from today's hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One moment.
Yes.
At this time, we have about 6 cases left, but they're for this one inspector, Jose.
Okay,
So when he's ready, then we'll be ready.
okay,
So I'm just gonna request that we do a 5-minute recess.
okay. All right, we stand in recess for 5 minutes. Let's rock and roll. Okay.
Our next case is on page 16. Inspector Jose Saragusti. Jose, you have about the next 6 cases. So, property address 1535 Northeast 17th Way. Case number BE 22020095. Owner Michael Larry and Jason Rediger. This is a citation case. Property was cited on 2/11/22 to comply by 2/11/22. One section complied at $150. City's requesting to impose the full amount of $1,050. Appeal deadline was 2/26/22. No appeal received.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Barilari, I'm the owner.
All right, anything you'd like to add?
The job's completed. It took a little longer to move the material from the swale, but it was done. I'm kindly requesting if they could reduce the fine.
Problem. This is a citation that was issued, okay? You were given the opportunity to appeal and were so instructed on the paperwork you received. Having not filed an appeal, the violation is deemed to be admitted. Under the ordinance, I have no alternative other than to impose the fine. So I'm going to have to impose the fine of $1,050. Thank you, sir.
Our next case is on page 9, property address 2961 Southwest 11th Court. Case number BE 21090125. Owner Rachel L. Jacobson. Notice posted at the property on 3/22/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Give me 1 second, please. Mm, 2961 Southwest 11 Court?
Yes.
Okay. Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presented the case as read. This case was opened in September 15, 2021. I inspected the property and found the new windows. Inspection report was mailed out in January 4th, 2022, and final notice was mailed out in February 2nd, 2022. Notice of hearing was mailed out on March 22nd, and the property has been cited by Florida Building Code 2020 under Section 105, work without permit. City is requesting 63 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent to speak.
I'm sorry, repeat the city's recommendation.
63 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
63?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Sure. My name is Rachel Jacobson. I'm the property owner.
Okay.
I have nothing to contest. I mean, obviously it's there. This all started, I don't know if you remember, but I had a really bad tenant, and she was the one that broke the window.
I'm sorry, you had what?
A really bad tenant. She ended up breaking the window, and I just didn't know that I needed a permit. I had the caretaker of the property.
Okay.
And that's all fine, but the 63 days is great. I do have someone I'm meeting today. I'm from New Jersey, so it's a little hard for me to get on here.
Okay.
But I am meeting someone today to have him look at the windows. I know that they were put in with drywall screws, but yeah, I've been working with a couple different contractors. Initially, I was contacting some engineers, which is why it's taken this long. And all the engineers told me, well, you don't need us, you just need a contract.
Right. Very good, ma'am.
The 63 days will be fine.
Okay. For the record, I find the violation does exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Okay. Just a quick question. Will I have to come back in in May for the next one.
Hopefully not. You come into compliance and you can enjoy the cold weather.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 8. Property address 905 Southwest 10th Terrace, case number BE 211-00167. Owner Claudine Cerviera. Notice posted at the property on 3/18/22, posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This case was opened on October 12, 2021. I inspect the property and found carport converted in bedroom in the guest house without permit. Inspection report was mailed out in October 2022, 2021. Final notice was mailed out in November 23, 2021, and notice of hearing was mailed out on March 18, 2022. This property has been cited by Florida Building Code 2020 under Section 105.1, work without permit. City is requesting 63 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter, and I will let the respondent to speak.
All right, ma'am, if you'll state your name for the record.
Sure. Good morning. My name is Claudine Severa.
Anything you'd like to add?
Yes. So I purchased this home in September of 2021, and prior to the purchase, I went to check on the permits, and from the city, I received the letter or the breakdown of the permits and any backup that they had for permits pulled. There was one pulled for the enclosed carport for a bedroom, and that was pulled in 1971 on May 6th. And it's permit number 0A712574.
All right, I'm missing your point.
He's saying that there was no permit pulled.
Yes.
So the permit was pulled by the previous owners. I haven't done anything I'm in the process of trying to work with the architect for plans and submitted them to the city in December. And then we got edits back in January on the 4th, I think was the date. And then we're working through getting those permits.
Okay. Have you spoken to this gentleman and showed him
I have.
the record of the permit being pulled?
Yes, and Mr. Olivier, I also emailed as well, and everybody had the documentation.
The permit says accessory structure with carport, and the house you can see in the picture is not a carport, it's closed, it's a room there. For that one, I request the permit for the conversion, the carport conversion.
And that's what's listed here in 1971.
No, this is for the other property, the main property.
No, the main property one was done in 1953. And that one says enclosed building and apartment with the attached portiche. That's what I was trying to explain in the second email when you said both permits belong to the main house, but it's not because the carport only belongs to the back guest house. There's no carport anywhere else. The main house is just the main house.
It was a carport, and the permit, it was for this carport in the main house. The conversion, it was for the first carport in the main house. The guest house, it doesn't have the conversion. For that one, it requests the permit.
But there's only one carport. That's what I was trying to explain. There's only one, and I have document from the city with showing the diagram that shows the layout of what it looks like back then. And so it shows there's only one location for a carport, which is in the back of the guest house. The main house has the permit. I also have a survey of the land.
I will request, again, 63 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
Chief Oliva, did you want to add anything?
Yes, Your Honor. I was telling my inspector that what we're going to do, we're going to request the 63 days extension, and I would like for her to set a meeting next week in my department and bring me all the documents that she has so we can revise them and make sure that if she's right or she's not right, and then we will proceed from there. But at this moment, 63-day extension and the $50 per day thereafter.
All right. Okay, I'm going to grant that request. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Our next case is on page 7. Property address 620 Northwest 15th Avenue. Owner Anair Gonzalez, Edgar Lima. Case number BE 211-20011. Notice posted at the property on 3/22/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This case was opened in December 2nd, 2021. I inspect the property and found new wood fence with gate, driveway, and AC unit, kitchen. Also checking online in the systems, kitchen, bathroom, and doors was changed without permit. Inspection report was mailed out in December 3rd, 2021. Final notice was mailed out in January 27, 2022, and notice of hearing was mailed out on March 2022. This property has been cited for Florida Building Code 2020 under Section 105.1, work without permit. The city is requesting 35 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent to speak.
All right, ma'am, if you'll state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Anair Gonzalez. I am the homeowner. I have, since the violations, put in permits. I am having some trouble, which I have expressed to the inspector before. These changes, these alterations were not done by us as homeowners. I understand that the violations are within the home address, but for some of the things that are required for a permit, I don't have that information, unfortunately, because I did not do the work. So it's requested that I submit what the previous windows were. I don't have that information. I can only measure my windows, but my windows don't even have stickers on them for me to know if they're impact resistant or not. I have no clue what they are. I bought them under the impression that they were impact resistant, but I don't have evidence of it. I also don't have evidence of what the kitchen and bathroom were like before, but I already submitted those permits. I'm just waiting on the status of them. I have not received any correspondence in regards to when I'm having inspections for those, although I already paid for the permits. I don't know what we could do about that.
All right, so if you'll speak to this gentleman, he will give you some guidance on these issues, all right? Okay, I'm going to find the violation does exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Our next case is on page 17. Property address 5240 Northeast 14th Terrace. Owner 5240 Northeast 14th Inc. Case number BE 2106-0112. This case was first heard on 12/16/21 to comply by 1/20/22. One section not complied at $50. City is requested to impose the full amount of $4,150, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not comply. I will let the respondent to speak.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Manuel Forero, Miami Beach Construction Contractors. I'm the GC for the property.
All right.
Well, I'm here on behalf of the owner. He sent me because he lives in Canada. We have a building permit. I was hired to obtain permits. So we obtained a building permit back on February 23, 2002. It was approved and it was issued. Now the property, we just need to call for the final inspections. The owner has retained an electrical sub and a plumbing sub. They're pulling their sub permits.
Okay,
So
hang on.
part.
Have the permits been issued?
The permit's been issued, yes.
All right.
On February 23rd.
Okay, how long is it going to take you to complete the work?
Unfortunately, the owner wants to control their own subs, so I have to supervise them and coordinate with them, but I believe that they have their applications already filled up and ready to go. It's just a sub permit, so I think they just submit and pay and call for their inspections.
All right. Okay, anything further from the city?
We can give him, it's okay for you, 35 days to comply.
I think that will be enough. Yes?
You think
I just
so?
pull the permits, call for inspections. If anything goes wrong in inspection, I can talk to the inspector, to.
And
Okay, I'm going to grant a 35-day extension and stay the fines as of this date.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fines are accruing, right? Just to inform the owner, fines are accruing on the property?
Yes,
Yes?
yes, 4,150.
So when he finishes, he can actually mitigate those fines?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Our next case is on page 14, Chief George Oliva. Property address 3400 Southwest 12th Place. Owner YY3400 LLC. Case number BE 211-20030. Notice posted at the property on 3/8/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting for Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Okay. All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Jonathan Elstein.
All right. Anything you want to add to what this gentleman said?
I've already started, the process. I have a letter from the engineer. I think if we can get 60 days, we should be fine.
All right. Well, I'm going to, for the record, find the violation does exist. 42 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 3, Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 3400 Southwest 12th Place, 1-7. Owner YY3400 LLC. Case number BE 211-10082. Notice posted at the property 3/1/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. Toucher, just to rectify, this is at 3400 Southwest 12th Place, right?
Correct.
Okay. I visited the, unit number 10 of this building in November 15th of 2021, following up from a report submitted to us from the fire department that upon entering the residence, discovered that the floor has a significant spongy feeling. I was allowed in the unit by the tenant. Entering, I felt that the floor did not feel stable. City requested the building should be evaluated by a structural engineer and must provide us with a signed and sealed letter stating findings and prescribed remedies. I met with the owner, Jonathan, who communicated me that the floor of Unit 10 was repaired and covered. That was a few days after. I informed the owner that if the work was done without permit, city will need him to provide us with an engineer detailed repair and the engineer inspection and approval after the repairs were made, or he will need to apply for a repair permit in the city and open the floor for our inspectors to see the work that was performed. Moving forward, the engineer letter submitted by the owner did not specify that the work was performed by an engineer prescribed remedy, as well as inspection before the work was done and closed. I would like to provide you, sir, with the engineer letter that we received. The property was cited for work without permit under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. This case was opened and the inspection report was mailed out to the property owner on December 14 of 2021. The final notice was mailed out to the property owner on January 26 of 2022, and the notice of hearing was posted at the property on March 1 of 2022. Building permit was applied on April 12th of 2022 for the work that was done on that floor. We're asking your owner to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
I'm sorry, how many days?
91, sir.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
Jonathan Edelstein.
Anything you'd like to add?
I've already hired the company, so I think 90 days should be fine.
All right, very good. For the record, I find the violation does exist. 91 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Excuse me, the 90 days starts from today?
91 days. yes.
91 days. Thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, this concludes all our respondents. Going back to page 2, Inspector Hector Suarez, property address 6131 Northeast 14th Ave, owner PS Fort Lauderdale 14th Ave 2013 LLC, case number BE 2202-0047. Notice posted at the property 3822, posted at City Hall 33122.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting case as read. Property was inspected on February 8th, 2022, and the following violation was observed. 28155, the existing fire backflow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City of Fort Lauderdale Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 25, 153, 28155. Final notice was mailed to owner listed in BCPA on February 8, 2022. As of pre-hearing inspection on April 8, 2022, violation remains per BSI Online. The city is requesting 42 days or $50 per day thereafter for violation.
All right. I find the violation does exist. 42 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Senior Inspector Mary Rich, property address 1110 Northeast 8th Ave, owner MCCS Northeast 8th Avenue LLC, in care of KEI Properties. Case number BE 2202-0062. Notice posted at the property 31122, posted at City Hall 33122.
Good morning, Your Honor. Senior Inspector Mary Rich for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address are as read. I checked the Backflow Solutions computer on February 11th, 2022, and the following violation was observed. Section 28-155A. The existing fire backflow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City of Fort Lauderdale Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 25-153 and 28-155. Final notice was mailed to owner by admin staff on February 11th, 2022. As of pre-hearing inspection on April 14th, 2022, the violation remains. BSI Online has not been updated. The city is requesting 42 days or $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, I find the violation does exist. 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you.
You say 42? You said 42, right?
42.
Okay, 42 days. Thank you.
Property address 1150 West State Road 84, owner Laxmi Properties LLC, case number BE 2202-0048. Notice posted at City Hall on 33122, delivered via personal service to the general manager on 32522.
Good morning, Your Honor. Senior Inspector Rich, case and address as read. I checked the Backflow Solutions computer on February 8th, and the following violation was observed. Section 28-155. The existing fire backflow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City Fort Lauderdale Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 25-153 and 28-155. Final notice was mailed to owner by admin staff on February 8th, 2022. The backflow prevention has not been updated as of this date. The city is requesting 42 days or $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, I find the violation does exist. 42 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Page 3, property address 1590 Southwest 31st Ave, owner SZA Investment Group, Inc., case number BE 2201-0008. Notice posted at the property 32222, posted at City Hall 33122.
Good morning, Your Honors. Senior Inspector Rich for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address is as read. I responded to the property on January 3rd, 2022, and the following violations were observed as depicted in the photos. 18-7B, the property was boarded without obtaining a board-up certificate or permit. Inspection report was mailed to the owner on January 3rd, 2022. I have had phone contact with the property owner, Mr. Batista, and he is actively working on submitting permits to correct the violation. As of pre-hearing inspection on 4/13, the violation remains. No permits are on file at this time. The city is requesting 35 days or $50 per day thereafter.
I find the violation does exist, 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Moving on to page 7, property address 331 Southwest 29th Terrace. Inspector Jose Saragusti. Owner Isabel Bersad Jolbin. Case number BE 211-20122. Notice posted at the property on 3/18/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Property address is 331 Southwest 29 Terrace.
Correct.
Okay. Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This case was opened in December 21, 2021. I inspect the property and found new door installed, replacing existing window and an efficiency conversion. Inspection report was mailed out in December 21, 2021. Final notice was mailed out in January 24, 2022, and notice of hearing was mailed out on March 4, 2022. This property has been cited by Florida Building Code 2020 under Section 105.1, work without permit. City is requesting 35 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, I find the violation does exist, 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Page 8, property address 972 Pennsylvania Avenue. Case number BE 211-10087. Owner Espever Talleyrand and Lorna Talleyrand, homestead exempt. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This case was opened in October 12, 2021. I inspect the property and found carport converted in bedroom in the guest house without permit. Inspection report was mailed out on October 22nd. Final notice was mailed out in November 23, 2021. Notice of hearing was mailed out on March 18, 2022. This property has been cited under Section 116.1.1, and city is requesting 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, how many days?
35.
35. All right, I find the violation does exist, 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Page 9 at the top, property address 1526 Northwest 11th Court. Case number BE 211-20010. Owner Chris Olson Guillaume and Christine Guillaume. Notice posted at the property on 3/25/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This case was opened in December 2nd, 2021. I inspect the property and found new windows, bathroom, kitchen, and partition works. Inspection report was mailed out in December 28, 2021. Final notice was mailed out in January 28, 2022, and notice of hearing was mailed out in March 25, 2022. This property has been cited by Florida Building Code 2020 under Section 105.1, work without permit. City is requesting 63 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, I find the violation does exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Property address 2900 Northeast 24th Court. Owner Robert M. White Jr. Case number BE 22020052. Notice posted at the property on 3/19/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This case was opened in February 28, 2022. I inspect the property and found a new piling installation. Inspection report was mailed out in February 2022, and notice of hearing was mailed out on March 19, 2022. This property has been cited by Florida Building Code 2020 under Section 105.1, work without permit. City is requesting 63 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
Okay. I find the violation does exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you.
Page 10, Chief George Oliva, property address 99 Southwest 14th Street. Owner FT99 LLC, SS99 LLC, case number BE 211-10038. Notice posted at the property on 3/1/22, posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This is a 40-year inspection and has not been submitted, and the city is requesting for the owners to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Yeah, I find the violation does exist, 42 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Property address 515 Northeast 3rd Street. Owner 616 Southeast 4th Avenue LLC, in care of Ducarmi McMillan and Associate. Case number BE 211-00356. Notice delivered via personal service to Remy R. on 3/17/22. Posted at City Hall on 3/31/22.
George Oliva for the city, case and address as read. This is a 40-year safety inspection case that has not been in compliance, and the city is requesting for the owners to come into compliance by submitting a report in the next 42 days or $100 per day thereafter.
I find the violation does exist, 42 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Page 11 at the top, property address 700 Northwest 57th Place. Case number BE 211-10051. Owner ST700 LLC and LC700 LLC, DS700 LLC, and MZ700 LLC. Notice posted at the property on 3/9/22, posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
George Oliva for the city, case and address as read. This is a 40-year case that is not in compliance, and the city is requesting for the owners to submit the report in the next 42 days or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
I find the violation does exist, 42 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Property address 749 Northeast 16th Ave. Owner 794 Investment LLC. Case number BE 211-00015. Notice posted at the property on 3/3/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
The owner did submit the report to the city, but it needs correction. So at this moment, the city is requesting for an extension of 180 days for the owner to come into compliance by submitting a new report with no repairs or $100 per day thereafter.
Okay, I'm sorry, how many days?
180, sir.
180?
Yes, sir. Well, we could go 182 by the calendar.
Okay. I find the violation does exist, 182 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Okay, moving on to page 12. Property address 888 West Cypress Creek Road. Owner Bank of America, in care of Corp Real Estate Assessment. Case number BE 211-10092. Notice posted at the property on 3/1/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting for Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed. A 180-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's do 182 days or,
180 days.
well,
Well, we're going by the calendar, so it's 182.
182, yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. 182.
or what?
Or $100 a day,
No.
$100 a day thereafter.
Right? I find the violation does exist. 182 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bottom of page 12, property address 1701 West Cypress Creek Road. Owner 1701 West Cypress Creek LLC. Case number BE 211-10036. Notice posted at the property 3/122. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Suarez presenting for Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Okay, I find the violation does exist. 42 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Page 13 at the top, property address 1918 South Andrews Ave. Owner Crater 1918 LLC. Case number BE 211-10064. Notice posted at the property 3/8/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Good morning. Inspector Suarez presenting for Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
I find the violation does exist. 42 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Property address 2300 Southwest 15th Ave. Owner Bud Robinson Memorial Church of the Nazarene. Case number BE 211-10050. Notice delivered via personal service to caretaker on 3/2/22. Posted at City Hall 3/31/22.
Inspector Suarez presented for Chief Oliva. The required safety inspection report hasn't been approved. The city is asking for the owners to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Okay, I find the violation does exist. 42 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
At the bottom of page 14, we didn't make a decision on that one, right?
No.
Okay. Property address 5899 Northwest 9th Avenue. Case number BE 211-10053. Owner Pentagon A Investments in care of Dean C. Allred.
Inspector Suarez presenting for Chief Oliva. The report was submitted, but it failed. A 182-day extension and $100 a day thereafter.
Okay, I find the violation does exist. 182 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Moving on to page 16, hearing to impose fines. Inspector Nashmatic, property address 1016 Southwest 22nd Terrace. Case number CE 200-80421. Owner Randall Gorman. This case was first heard on 12/8/20 to comply by 1/19/21. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $22,450, which continues to accrue.
Good morning. Inspector Matic presenting the case, updating the case. Case is still not in compliance, and city is recommending to impose the fines.
All right, the fines are imposed and will continue to accrue.
Thank you.
Page 18 at the top, Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 6265 Bay Club Drive. Owner Bay Colony Club Condo, Inc. Case number BE 2109-0253. This case was first heard on 10/14/21 to comply by 1/12/22. Fine suspended as noted. Three sections complied at $50. City is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
The city's request is granted.
Page. That's it.
All right.
19? Which one?
Okay, we stand adjourned as to this agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that one. Sorry. Page 19, property address 3000 Northwest 69th Court, Common Area. Owner Palm Air Village Condo Association, number 1 Inc. Case number BE 21010003. This case was first heard on 9/16/21 to comply by 11/18/21. One section complied. City is requesting to reduce fines to $258.
The city's request is granted.
Okay, thank you. At this time, Your Honor, we would like to have all the cases listed on page 22 into the record as closed, withdrawn, or rescheduled.
Granted.
This concludes our April 14th, 2022 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division. Thank you.
Lien reduction hearing for April 14, 2022. If you wish to be heard at today's hearing, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to speak the truth at today's proceedings? Thank you. You may be seated. Our first case is on page 2. No, it's not. No, it's not. Our first case is on page 1. Case number CE 07081769. Case address 3112 Southwest 14th Court. Owner Jason Moore. This case has a total lien value of $423,300 and city direct cost of $1,588.80. And the city is requesting $84,660.
Your Honor, my name is Jason Moore.
Turn it on first.
My name is Jason Moore.
All right, I'm sorry. State your name again, please.
Your Honor, my name is Jason Moore.
All right, sir. I've read your application. You've got a very, very substantial fine that was incurred. So tell me about your circumstances currently.
Your Honor,
I recall
right after Hurricane Wilma, my neighbor's roof took out parts of my fence in the backyard. And at the time I repaired the fence, I did not know I needed a permit. After looking through the paperwork and kind of jogging my memory, I do remember trying to deal with that right away after I was cited and had problems in the building department getting through it. After that, because of Hurricane Wilma, I lost my business and suffered a heart attack and a stroke. And I didn't remember about the case until I tried to refinance the house in 2018 to settle some medical debt. When I was made aware of the case, I worked diligently with the building department and compliance. There were some open permits on the property, one of which I never pulled the permit, and the company that supposedly pulled the permit had no record of, and COVID hit, and it made it very difficult for me to work towards coming into compliance, but I did. I worked on it. I entered the lien reduction program, and the lady that I was working with at the department was very helpful in getting me through it. She said I could apply for lien reduction and possibly get it to administrative costs. I don't have the resources to pay that kind of money.
all right. Are you currently employed?
Yes, sir. Actually, I had to change career because of COVID, and I'm currently driving a truck 3 weeks a month over the road. I don't make very much money, and I don't have that kind of money.
All right.
So I'm asking for your extreme leniency on something that I might be able to repay.
All right.
I've spent probably well over $18,000 to get the property up to the standards which they've requested. And I've had to borrow money from my family and credit cards. And I don't have that kind of money, and I don't want to lose my house.
All right. All right. Yes, did you want to add something?
Thank you, Your Honor. Rana Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. And, Your Honor, as you know, I don't often make a recommendation, but I think in light of what the property owner has stated, it's certainly not a life safety issue and it's a simple matter to get a permit for a wood fence. I would think that administrative costs would be in order for this case.
Administrative costs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, sir, I'm going to impose administrative
Thank you
costs
so much.
of $1,588.80. Can you pay that within 30 days?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, payable within 30 days, but if not paid within 30 days, it reverts to the
I
original amount
understand.
and will not be eligible for any further reduction.
I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Ms. Montoya.
Good luck, sir.
Our next case is on page 5. Case number CE 21010511, case address 3101 Bayshore Drive, number 1803. Owner, Litton Holdings, Inc. This case has a total lien value of $78,200 and city direct cost of $722.82. The city is requesting $39,100, and no appeal was received for the citation.
Is this for unit 1803? Okay, we were under the impression that it was for 32,000 and change, I believe, was the requested amount. But I can speak on behalf of whatever it may be with the appeal.
Well,
What I stated was a total lien value, and what the city's requesting, your request was $3,200. That's what
No, I believe it was 2,500. Okay, the city was requesting 32,000.
Yeah, the city's requesting $39,100. The total lien is $78,200. I recall, I've read your entire file.
My name is Jeff Walker, by the way, Your Honor. I didn't state my name.
Okay, all right, thank you. And I was a little confused by the explanation and the claim of mitigating circumstances about the property manager got involved, a notice you claim wasn't received.
I am the property manager.
You are the property.
I am the property manager, or the owner is here if you would like him to.
Okay, well, enlighten me here on the details of what you think are mitigating circumstances.
Yes, sir. So I am the property manager for this particular property. I've had many vacation rentals in this city that have been in compliance in the past. I was unaware of any issues until I believe it was in June when there was a hearing set and scheduled in which I could not attend at that time and reached out directly to Inspector Jolly, letting them know. I believe that's when fines were imposed, and I did have a chance to speak with him shortly thereafter, as he didn't have a chance to get with me before, which was totally understandable. The property was brought into compliance at the time. This is located within a condo hotel unit. I don't know if notices were put on the door. We never received anything in terms of that with compliance. I can tell you that with me, I did learn that originally after the fact that I believe there was a hearing in February and a notice was sent sometime in January. I was out of the office for almost a 2-month period due to COVID. Our staff was depleted due to shutdowns, obviously the year before, and we hadn't been able to have a chance to recover because of that. So I'm certainly apologetic. I don't blame the owner for this in any respect. It was something that was missed, and I will say that in our business, we've always been compliant with the city. We've always been very quick to resolve anything, and if I was aware that this was an issue while these fines were accruing, it's certainly something that would have been addressed immediately. And of course, again, upon learning of the issue, I reached out to Inspector Jolly immediately, and we were put right into it.
But as property manager, do you normally process these, or as opposed to the owner?
I work with ownership in terms of getting those different things processed and taken care of, but it's typically a responsibility that I take on as a service for a property owner. And any properties that we manage currently, again, We handle these things for them. This was a case where it was something that was simply missed. And as soon as we learned of this, I immediately jumped on it. And any code inspector who's dealt with us or me in the past will say that if there's an issue, we handle it immediately, as we did when we were made aware of this.
Okay. Well, who is the owner?
The owner is this gentleman here.
Okay. All right. And, sir, if you'll come up, please. Okay, state your name, please.
Sebastian Somerville, on behalf
right,
of Leeton Holdings.
Well, you don't live in this unit.
No.
Where do you live?
I live in Key Biscayne.
I'm sorry?
Key Biscayne in Miami.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Your Honor, this was a citation.
That's right.
As Ms. Jordan indicated, it was not appealed. The file, BCPA currently reflects the mailing address of the property on South Dixie Highway in Miami, Florida. And indeed, the city's file indicates that the notice was sent to the record address. That was the address at the time and certainly is the address now. Additionally, as Your Honor knows, the lien reduction hearings are not a time to challenge notice necessarily, but since the property manager brought it up, I just thought I would let you know that the file does reflect that it went to the property owner of record as listed in BCPA at the time, which is the same address today.
All right. All right. Anything further? No, I mean, according to the record, it was sent to the owner's address as reflected in the property appraiser's records. So, I don't know. No. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Is case number CE 21010511. I'm going to impose I'm going to grant your request to reduce the fines. I'm going to reduce the fines to $5,000, payable within 30 days. Not paid within 30 days will revert to the original amount and not be eligible for any further reductions.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 6. Case number CE 22010348. Case address 3188 Southwest 13th Street. Owner Dominic Landy. This case has a total lien value of $2,200 and city direct cost of $361.48. The city is requesting $1,100 and no appeal was received for the citation.
Okay, ma'am, I recall the case. I have read your this is, hang on, no, hang on. All right, okay. Okay, anything else you want to add, ma'am?
I just want to, this is our first vacation rental, short-term rental. We thought we were in compliance until Inspector Jolly came. He submitted the citation, and we went as quickly as we could to get everything resolved. It was more a matter of scheduling to have smoke detectors installed, scheduling AT&T to come. So we did everything as quickly as we could, but it wasn't in that time frame.
All right.
That it happened.
Okay, ma'am, the city's recommended $1,100, which is half of the amount that's owed. I'm going to follow the city's request and impose $1,100 payable within 30 days. If not paid within 30 days, will revert to the original amount and not be eligible for any further reductions.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 5. Case number CE 181215994. Case address 2800 West Broward Boulevard, number 2. Owner 12 Sac Self Storage Corp. This case has a total lien value of $32,450 and city direct cost of $1,984.30. And the city is requesting $24,337.50.
Okay, ma'am, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Of course. Good morning, everyone. My name is Davina Bean. I'm the marketing company president for U-Haul.
All right, I've read your entire file. But it was... Yeah, this is commercial property. Right, yeah, okay. Oh. Case was open and complied. Owner, okay, ma'am, anything you want to add? You had offered only $500, which is less than the administrative cost. The city's requested $24,337.50. So, tell me anything you'd like to add.
Okay, what I would like to add is that we've been attempting to, we have been in compliance with the city every time they've come out to give us notification regarding the violations at the property. We've replaced the sod at that facility 3 times because theft in the area has stole it. The last time we replaced it, they were stealing it as soon as we were putting it down. So we have complied every time that the inspectors have come out. It's just that the neighborhood that it's in, we've been unable to ward ourselves away from the riffraff that's there. So we have attempted to comply. It's costed us an exuberant amount of money to continuously replace that sod. So we are asking, or I am asking, for a reduction in fees in the amount of $500.
Okay. Anything further from the city?
No, Your Honor. I mean, obviously, it's a commercial property. It's on one of the main, roadways into the city.
All right. Okay.
And as Your Honor knows, you can't go below the administrative costs in any event.
I'm sorry.
I said, and as Your Honor knows, and really for the benefit of the property representative, you can't go below the administrative costs in any event.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay, that's the case number CE 181215994. I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the amount of the lien. I'm going to reduce the lien to $6,490, payable within 30 days.
Okay.
If not paid within 30 days, we'll revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Our next case is on page 6. Case number CE-191104241. Case address 5556 North Federal Highway. Owner Balfour Investments LLC in care of Ryan. This case has a total lien value of $79,000 and city direct cost of $1,615.38. And the city is requesting $23,700.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Your Honor. Carlos Arce for the record.
All right. Okay. I recall the case. I read your entire file and your application. And tell me anything else you'd like to add.
No, Your Honor. I think everything that we wanted to present, we presented in the breakdown of the dates, compliance with the inspectors, and our lien reduction request.
Okay. All right. Well, there were multiple violations. Okay. There's a buffer wall. Anything else from the city?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else from the owner?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Okay, it's case number CE 19110241. I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the amount of the lien. I'm going to reduce the amount of the lien to $10,000, payable within 30 days. If not paid within 30 days, will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reduction.
Your Honor, I think our request was $1,500.
I'm sorry?
Our request was $1,500.
Your offer was $1,500. The city's request was $23,700, and I deem it fair to make it $10,000. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Our next case is on page 1. Case number CE 150800614. Case address 216 Southwest 21st Way. Owner Levin Robinson. This case has a total lien value of $161,000 and city direct cost of $443.42. The city is requesting $32,200.
All right, just one second. Okay, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. My name is Levin Robinson.
If you'll get a little closer to the microphone there.
Good morning. My name is Levin Robinson.
Okay, I read your entire file. Okay, so you hired a contractor. Did you pay money to the contractor?
Yes, sir.
How much did you pay him?
My wife paid him, I think was like $8,000 or something.
All right. And did he do any work at all?
He ripped the cabinets out and left them right there. And then we never seen him again.
Then disappeared. All right. Homestead. Market value. Okay, the city is, the total lien is $161,000. The city is requesting $32,200. Your offer was slightly more than administrative cost. You want to comment on that? Are you working?
Yes, sir, I am.
What kind of work do you do?
Landscaping.
I'm sorry?
Landscaping.
Okay, do you own the company?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is this a rental property?
No, sir. I'm saying no, ma'am. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to know if it was a rental property. I was just curious.
Okay, all right. Well, you were out of compliance. Out of compliance a long time. It was open and complied with the current owner. Well, what took so long to come into compliance?
Well, after trying to get the permit closed by hiring electricians and everything they want to do, everything they wanted me to do, during the pandemic, I lost 4 family members within 4 months. I've been like mentally drained, trying to bury them and take care of them. That's not an excuse, sir, but I've been all over the place. And when I did find out I had to do this, I've been working with one administrator from the city to get it done. I had somebody helping me out, which was like some paint and pallet side and what have you.
All right.
These were violations from 2015 for expired permits, electrical, plumbing, building.
Yes.
Right.
That's when they got ran off with the money or what have you. We didn't know that we had to go down there and close their permit ourselves, because I went down there and explained to them what happened after I seen that they had a lien. I let them know that the guy ran off with the money, so they pulled this name up. They said I should take him to a Better Business Bureau, but I agree with that. But I was left out, not knowing that they're going to still be open, that I would have to close them. Then later I found out that I did, so that's when I got in action and got them closed. I was like sort of new to it, hiring somebody, and then they didn't close the permit and still on me to do it, sir.
All right, sir. Okay, case number CE 15080614. I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the lien amount. I'm going to reduce the lien amount to $1,700. You pay that within 30 days?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Not payable within 30 days will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 4. Case number CE 21030770. Case address 2230 Northwest 31st Avenue. Owner Bologna Property LLC. This case has a total lien value of $32,700 and city direct cost of $915.68. The city is requesting $9,810.
All right, sir. I have read your entire file. And this is tab F. There's the second one. Okay, anything you want to add, sir?
Good morning. My name is David Rodriguez. How are you? What I wanted to add is what happened here is a mistake on our part of not knowing what the repairs will cost to fix this house. And we spent a lot, probably triple than what we thought.
Okay.
And this property, we had to fix the whole roof.
Now,
We had to do a lot of things to this property. Even the sod cost a lot, which you sometimes miss a couple of things, and it added to about $40,000 more than what we thought. Besides all the fines it had.
no, this is investment property.
We're trying to make money, but it's not looking that way at all.
All right. Okay. 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 Well, the city had requested $9,810. Total lien is $32,700. You had only offered administrative cost. Anything you want to respond to that?
Like I said, Your Honor, I went over what we expected, and we're really under. Do the best you can for us and see what you could do for us in this situation.
All right. Okay, sir. It's case number CE 21030770. I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the lien amount, but I'm going to reduce the lien amount to $3,500. Okay? You pay that within 30 days. Okay, payable within 30 days. If not paid within 30 days, will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good one.
Our next case is also on page 4. Case number CE 211-20469. Case address 1633 Northeast 15th Street. Owner Nelson Zambrano. This case has a total lien value of $6,200 and city direct cost of $315.48. The city is requesting $3,100 and no appeal was received for the citation.
All right. Good morning. State your name for the record, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning. My name is Nelson J. Zambrano, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, I recall this case. Basically, this is a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city, and basically the response is that the party didn't really understand the process, but go ahead.
Yes, sir. So I definitely got myself up to speed. I do a lot of traveling. And I also want to add, this property was a what's considered, I guess, a problem property. Inspector Jolly was out there numerous times from the previous owners. It's got over like 60 complaints, I would say. So our aim was to totally turn this property around. So now there are no more complaints from the neighbors. It's no more a party house. One of our goals is to make it kind of the standard for vacation rentals. So definitely got myself up to speed on that. As soon as I got the citation letter on December 24th, that same day I called the city. I was actually very surprised that anybody actually picked up the phone and actually sent a letter out to the city saying thank you for people being there. On January 5th, we got the process started with DPPR. January 6th, I sent out an update to Gabriel Colon, who's the administrative assistant, with inspections. Then it took an inordinate amount of time with DBPR to get our documents back to us. I actually called them up. I got a supervisor on the line. They expedited the process, even sent us, I'm going to have the letter from them talking about this. And then we got everything approved on February 28th.
All right. Okay.
And again, my aim for this is...
Yes, Your Honor, this was a citation.
This was a
where
citation.
There was no appeal taken.
And no appeal was received. Okay, thank you, sir. As case number CE 211204669, I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the lien amount. I'm going to follow the city's recommendation, reduce the lien amount to $3,100. It's payable within 30 days.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Not payable within 30 days will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. And also, I thought the lien reduction process was the appeal, so I did not know that. But it'll get squared away in 30 days.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 3. Case number CE 210800492. Case address 1221 Northwest 23rd Terrace. Owner FOCI One Investment LLC. This case has a total lien value of $20,250 and city direct cost of $328.80. The city is requesting $2,025. And this was a citation and no appeal was received for the citation.
All right, good morning. If you'll state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Yenli Dominguez. I'm the attorney for Fochi One Investments.
All right. I recall the case. I've read the entire file, and I've read the your application. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, Your Honor. The citation was issued on August 18th. There was a discrepancy on the actual citation on the address of the property violation. It says 1223, the property is 1221. The actual citation was not received by the registered agent until November 24th. The mailing address that's on the property appraiser's office is incorrect. I have since prepared a corrective deed to update the mailing address for Fochi One Investments so it can be updated on the property appraiser's office. Once it was received on November 24th, the citation was paid off immediately thereafter on December 7th.
All right. Okay.
They received it November 24th. Thanksgiving was November 25th, 26th, and then the following week they made the payment.
All right. Okay, thank you. All right, it's the case number CE 210800492. I'm going to grant your petition to reduce the lien amount, and I'm going to follow the city's recommendation, reduce the lien amount to $2,025, payable within 30 days. If not payable within 30 days, we'll revert to the original amount and not be eligible for any further reductions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, our next cases are all on page 2, and they're each for the same property address, page 2. The first case is case number CE 08041029, case address 1110 West Los Olas Boulevard, owner U.S. Bank, NA trustee in care of Caliber Home Loans. This case has a total lien value of $447,000 and city cost of $818, and the city is requesting $89,400. Case number CE 18101478, case address 1110 West Los Olas Boulevard, owner CS Bank, NA trustee, owner Caliber Home Loans. This case has a total lien value of $28,400 and city direct cost of $1,922.08. The city is requesting $8,520. And the last case is case number CE 21010443, case address 1110 West Los Olas Boulevard, U.S. Bank, NA trustee in care of Caliber Home Loans. This case has a total lien value of $4,325, city direct cost of $697.41, and the city is requesting $1,297.50.
All right, good morning. If you'll state your name for the record.
Jennifer Chapkin, I'm an attorney for U.S. Bank NA as trustee.
I've read the entire file. This was city sewer system is the big one with a fine of $447,000. City is recommending $89,400. The next one is a fine of $28,400. Applicant offered less than administrative cost, which is not going to work. And also applicant offered less than administrative cost on the third case. Anything else you would like to add?
Yes, Your Honor. The liens associated with case number CE 08041029 and CE 18101478 were extinguished by virtue of my client's foreclosure judgment. The city was named in 2017, and both liens were named. The bank thereafter got a final judgment of foreclosure in 2020 and certificate of title issued. And so by virtue of Florida Statute 48.23 and the case Ober versus Town of Fort Lauderdale by the Sea, those two liens have been extinguished. So the only remaining lien is lien associated with case number CE 21010443. Now, with respect to those liens, first, the property has been brought into full compliance anyway, regardless of the fact that the first two liens have been extinguished. So with respect to the third lien, in considering the factors set forth in Florida Statute 162.092B, there's three factors that this panel should consider. First is the gravity of the violations. Second is any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation. And third, any previous violations committed by the violator. Now, the lien and violations associated with CE 21011043 did not impose a great threat to public safety. They were primarily things like the outside had to be power washed, painted, screens had to come down, and a portion of the driveway fixed. My client took actions immediately upon becoming owner of the property to correct the violations, and there have been no other violations by my client associated with this property because they were not the owners at the time the two previous violations that have been extinguished were met. Your Honors, also importantly, and my client has spent over $41,000 to bring this property into compliance. My client does have a contract on the property to sell to a third party, so this will no longer be vacant REO, real estate owned property, and it will be, so it'll be owned by somebody that's in the interest of the city, but that won't happen until this issue is resolved. So I've been authorized to offer a total of $4,750 to resolve the case number CE 21010443, since the other two had been extinguished by operation of law. That was a lot. I'm sorry. Did anyone?
I'm sorry. Say that again. You've been authorized to offer
$4,750 to settle case number CE 21010443, the only operative lien still in place.
Okay, Ms. Montoya.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. As to the two cases, if council feels that the bank doesn't owe any money, we're fine with that. We can withdraw them. As Your Honor knows, a foreclosure action only forecloses the liens. The fines still remain on the property. So the fines have not been extinguished and are not extinguished by operation of law. The liens are. So the fines still remain because, in theory, they can be collectible against the prior owner. As Your Honor knows, typically cases do come before Your Honor for a lien reduction that include addressing the fine amount so as to be able to transfer clear title to a subsequent purchaser. Lastly, as to the 2000, the CE 21010443, as Your Honor also knows, we don't look to Florida statutes for the criteria that you reduce liens. There is the ordinance that is set forth in the city code that delineates the proper criteria for the magistrate to consider. Part of that, as Your Honor knows, is that the magistrate does not have the legal authority to go below the administrative costs.
All right. And the property is under contract.
Correct.
And how much is the sale price on the contract?
I believe 600,000.
I'm sorry?
I believe it's 600,000 and change. It was submitted with the package.
Okay, somehow I neglected to make a copy of it, but, okay. That's, yes, that was what was ringing a bell.
Yeah, I
It was
apologize.
400,000, okay. And, so, okay, so procedurally, what, does the city want to do something with the first two cases?
That's going to be up to council. If she believes that there's no ability for the city to claim on the fines, we can remove those, but that's up to council. The fines will remain on the books, and they're legally allowed to do so.
All
The
right.
liens are extinguished, but the fines remain.
Okay, well, the purchase price was just under 300. You got to,
Right. And my client has spent over 41,000 bringing this property into compliance.
okay, all right. Okay.
So for in total, we're making an offer of $4,750.
Okay, but that was for the third case, ending in 443.
Well, it's our position that the fines are extinguished by virtue of Florida Statute 48.23 and the city, the case, the Ober versus the town of Fort Lauderdale. It's our position that the liens and the fines that belong with them, since the lien does impose a fine, are extinguished by operation of the final judgment and certificate of title.
Okay.
The case law is pretty clear on that. there's nothing in this case or the statute that says, from what I've seen, that if the lien is extinguished, the fine still remains. It says the lien is extinguished and can't be collected.
And that's correct, the lien is extinguished. The fines remain, Your Honor.
All right,
The
so,
court has no jurisdictional authority over the fines, only the lien.
so procedurally, do we need to do anything with these first two?
It's up, like I said, it's up to council. If council believes that they're not offering anything on those cases, we can withdraw them. And yes, she is correct. The liens are released per operation of law, but the fines will remain in the city system. The case
Okay.
will remain open as to the fines.
All right, so the city's gonna withdraw the first two cases?
But that's up to council.
Up to council.
Withdraw them.
Okay, so these are withdrawn. Okay, it's to CE 21010443. The offer on that is 4,750.
Yes.
Okay, accepted. Payable within 30 days. Not paid within 30 days will revert to the original amount, not be eligible for any further reductions.
Thank you.
Well, Your Honor, in fairness, the third lien is only $4,325. So if council is withdrawing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
She's
Okay,
withdrawing.
so I'm actually then going to deny the,
We thought that we were, with interest, it's over $9,000, so we were asking that it be reduced to $4,750 with interest and everything included.
okay,
that's
all
up to
right,
council.
okay. Forget
I
my
mean,
last
we could
comment.
go less, and I'll go less.
$4,750 payable within 30 days, not paid within 30 days, revert to the original amount and not be eligible for any further reductions.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I would like to recall the case on page 4. Case number CE 211-20469, case address 1633 Northeast 15th Street, owner Nelson Zambrano. After hearing Mr. Zambrano speak, he did state something that is very accurate that I forgot about because I wasn't here.
I'm sorry, say again.
We're recalling this case because during his testimony, he reminded staff of a conversation that he and I had via email from about the vacation rental property. So the city wanted to amend its request to $1,500.
All right. So the city's reducing their request to 1,500.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna modify the prior ruling, make it $1,500 payable within 30 days.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We stand adjourned.
I'm sorry, that concludes the special magistrate lien reduction agenda for April 14th, 2022.